Nizzle Dizzle phone. Oh boy. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest Arc, Chapter 27. And first of all, I just want to say, I'm sorry. I know I had said at some point, I think in the last video of this at the very least, that I was going to get back on track with it being like kind of more just on time. I lied apparently, and then also forgot again about it. This is what happens when a chapter comes out every 2 weeks. But hey, I'm not too late. At least I'm getting this out before the next chapter. But yeah, let's talk about it. Overall, it was a pretty quick chapter. There's not like it's very important things happen in this chapter, but not a lot of things happen in this chapter. We spend a good portion of the beginning of the chapter with Juvia showing up and them just being like, "Hey, what's going on? We can't tell you about our quest, but you know, we can hang out for a little while, just so you're not wasting your time." And then you as the reader are like, "Wait a second, hold the phone here. So wait a second, what happened with the guild?" And they kind of like very briefly like kind of tease this a little bit, especially at the beginning with Gray asking Juvia, "Hey, why are you here? What's going on at the guild?" And then Juvia kind of hesitates, and you as the reader, knowing that like Toka really messed them all up, are like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And so when she hesitates, it's like, clearly she's being like mind controlled or something, and the rest of them are just like oblivious, and they're a little like weirded out by it, but it's like not a big deal because it's like Juvia's weird no matter what. In any event, they kind of just spend the night with her. They just hang out. They party at like a bar, and then we end up getting kicked out in traditional fashion. But things kind of really start ramping up right towards the end of the chapter, where Juvia and Gray are kind of chit-chatting, and Gray is kind of like keyed, like, listen, so we had the whole chapter in the last like couple of things going on with like, oh, he's finally kind of admitting that he likes her, or that he loves her, or whatever, and it's clear that he's keyed into her like emotions and her mental state, so he obviously is kind of suspicious as to what's going on with her. So he brings it back up and how like she hesitated and whatever, and that kind of like freaks her out for a minute, and she like, first of all, Juvia kind of talks in this weird like first person, like, no, third person kind of way where she calls herself Juvia, so it's like a little weird and confusing anyways, but she kind of just starts like rambling and seems like she's kind of having a mental break, and it's clear that Toka put a mind control like spell on her to kind of like keep her from doing whatever, and we don't know why she was even there. Clearly Toka was heading to what's the continent's name? Whatever, the land where they are now. She was heading there on a boat or something the last time we saw them, with everybody else on the floor, including Juvia. So clearly she's got a plan kind of boiling up in this, but we don't know why that she just sent Juvia ahead. In any event, all of this conversation kind of breaks Juvia, and she finally kind of comes to for even just a second, and it's like, listen, the white mage, stay away from her, watch out, and then she collapses, and it's just like, oh, wait, what's going on? And everybody's worried about her, but they don't have very much time to be worried about her, because then an earthquake or something starts happening, and oh, wait, they're on the hand of Aldron, the dragon that they've been looking for this entire time. So prior to this reveal, you had Lucy kind of like just like looking at the map and being like, hey, this city's kind of weird looking. It's kind of just weird. And then later on, we finally get to see the map, and it's literally just a hand. So I don't know why she didn't like bring it up before, but they are literally, it's a big city too. So you got this big city that is like really big, and they make the mention of how like it's even bigger than Crocus, which is already a big city, and then lo and behold, it is on the right hand of Aldron, the wood god dragon. So holy crap, he's huge. They said that he was the biggest dragon to ever exist, but like, I'm thinking in my head originally like, oh yeah, he's bigger, but he's like manageable or whatever. No, he is like the size of a continent, and It's just nuts. I really like his design, by the way. I like that he's got like first of all, he's got a giant tree coming out of his back, and I'm sure we'll see more of that. Second of all, he doesn't just have a city on his right hand, he also has one on his left hand, so presumably he's got cities and like other things on him all throughout his body, because he's literally a freaking like landmass, essentially. But he is massive. I like his like face, because he's kind of got like a wood blocky kind of. It's hard to describe, but it's like a weird wood mask looking thing, and I really like it. One thing I will say though, due to his massive size, and like honestly not even due to his massive size, due to the fact that he has cities on his body, I don't think he'll ever turn into a human form anyways. So that's off the table entirely in my opinion until we see otherwise. But like, what? He is so big, and apparently he kind of moves. Maybe he's just like shifting positions, same time every day, and everybody that lives in the city is just chill. I'm just very confused. I don't think that, like, they went on this quest because they were like, oh, we're gonna kick some butt, we're gonna kill some dragons, or like fight some dragons, and we're gonna do it. And the closest they've come to this is basically fighting Mercuphobia, but that's only because he went out of control and they had no other choice. If it was up to them, they wouldn't have fought him at all. And then on top of that, you have Ignia, who kind of just pieced out once he showed up. So at this point, they have really not fought any dragons for this quest specifically, and I don't see them fighting Aldron at all. Like, there's no way that they could win. Like, listen, if they can't be a regular freaking dragon, just one, if Natsu himself, by himself, or even with, like, Wendy or something, could not be a regular dragon, like Acnologia, by themselves, there's no freaking way that they're going to be able to beat Aldron. So I have a feeling that they will have to talk about it more. I just don't know what, like, is Aldron the kind of dragon where it's like, he's just living his life, maybe he doesn't even notice everybody below him, and he'll never be able to hear or have conversations with Natsu and his gang? It's he's a very big dragon. Overall, I thought this chapter was very quick, but it had some very important plot points to it. I'm interested to see what happens with Juvia, because, first of all, why was she even sent to them? Just to keep an eye on them, maybe, or whatever. Second of all, what kind of magic is Toka using on her to kind of have her, like, will she revert back into her normal self after this entirely, or will she be re-shackled up by Toka's magic and she'll, like, try to kill somebody? Obviously she won't, but I don't know. And then we have the whole Aldron thing, and I just, whatever. He's a giant wood dragon, and he's super cool looking, but I just don't know what to do with him. He's too big. In any event, I like this chapter a lot. I'm super excited for the next chapter. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments section, and make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video. I would appreciate it. Also, if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. All my videos will be available to you if you do that. Blech. You'll be notified. Alright, I will see you guys in another video. So long!